'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, got it!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey! Oh, yeah!
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Yes.
You're rolling. Are you ready to begin?
I'm rolling. Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1595, because unlike the other podcasts in America, we're here every day.
Every day.
August 11th, 2025. 97 degrees on this day in 1947. And as I look back over the last few weeks, 1947 was a really hot summer. And as chilly as 47 degrees on the morning of on the day of this,
On account of you want to know
on
why?
account of the morning of this day in 1968 and 2004. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608. for a really important 48-minute consultation that is free.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
It was quite the talk over the weekend that Milwaukee got a lot of rain Saturday night. They had to close the Wisconsin State Fair.
Did you see some of the images? It was kind of...
A lot of rain,
Yeah.
and of course that's going to be sold as climate change. That's just the way we operate. I didn't want to do it, but I felt I owed it to you. So I looked up the history of rainfall in Milwaukee, and I hope the euphorians accept this as a source. The Wisconsin State Climatology Office. All right?
Sounds fun.
And I just thought, what the hell? Let's find out. Top 10 wettest days in Milwaukee.
So there's 10. These are the top 10.
In 1986 is the record. 6.8 inches on August 6, 1986. All right. Second place was this weekend. 5.7 inches on August 9th. That was Saturday of this year. Then we go to 2010, 5.6. Then we go to 1917, 5.4.
Okay, we're really jumping down the calendar
Then
here.
we jump back to 2008, 4.9, 2020, 4.7, 2022, 4.7, 1940, 4.5, 2000, 4.4, and 1941, 4.3. And then I, just for the fun, I thought I'd give you the wettest year. Is this Milwaukee or Wisconsin? I think it's Milwaukee. Just a minute. Yeah, this is Milwaukee only. The wettest year as kept by the records of the Wisconsin Climatology Office. The wettest year in Milwaukee. They had 50.36 inches of precipitation. 1876.
That was a long time ago.
They're going way back.
Followed by 46 inches of precipitation in 1877. 46.15 inches in 1877, followed by 46.01 in 2019. And it occurred to me that there's nothing new under the sun except the way people behave. There's just nothing new under the sun, given a certain time frame. For example, we've said before, we're including 1876 in our lifespan. Get what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, we're we weren't here, but you can look it up.
Right.
Right.
Fact.
And nothing's changed in our lifespan except the behavior of people. So I know that was a torrential rain, and it closed the state fair, and I'm sure it caused much inconvenience and damage for people, but it all happened before.
You ever been?
To the Wisconsin State Fair? No, I haven't.
I have. It was
Why
fun.
in the hell would you go to the Wisconsin State Fair?
William and I went to a Brewers game when he was about 5, and we were coming back home, and I thought, hey, let's stop at the fair.
You know,
Daddy needs a beer.
why would you allow that to make you mad, Joe?
I don't know. It just bothers me.
I recognize the fact that Chris is a dumbbell, and I don't understand why he would do that either. But it doesn't make me mad.
No, you know what? It's no. You're attributing anger to me. It's not anger so much as I just can't believe it.
It's more WTF.
Yeah, exactly. It's WTF.
Reavers.
Speaking of WTF, do you want to talk climate?
Are we visiting Canada?
We're going to head to Canada, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we have some issues with fires in Canada. Fires, Joe, in Canada.
She's burning.
We do. It's unfortunate.
And there's now a new rule. I believe this was imposed yesterday. I'll just allow this to play out.
Effective 4 p.m. today, we're telling Nova Scotians, stay out of the woods. We are restricting travel and activities that really aren't necessary for most of us. Hiking, camping, fishing, and the use of vehicles in the woods are not permitted. Trail systems through woods are off limits. Camping is allowed, but only in official campgrounds. The fine for violating any of these bans is the same as the fine for the ban on burning, $25,000.
So a $25,000 fine if you violate this order. It seems reasonable to tell the people with their Subarus, let's not go in the campgrounds this weekend. There's a lot of fire problems. Let's everybody stay home. I know you're introducing this because of some cynical nature you love to express from time to time, but what's the problem here?
So does this strike up any memory of any kind for you? Does this seem eerily similar to maybe something that happened around, March of 2020? This is the new COVID lockdown. This is a climate lockdown is what this is.
No.
Show us your papers and then you can go camping.
I can't get there.
No, that's a swing and a miss.
$25,000 fine. Climate lockdown coming to you soon. Mark it down.
That I probably don't deny. That's in our future, inevitably. But if somehow we can trust human nature, which I know is a real stretch, I would find the advisement to not go in the woods during a time of intense fire pretty wise counsel.
Right, but this is the entire area, not just where the fires are happening.
Nova Scotia.
Correct. This is everywhere. This is a test run, I'm telling you. It's a test run.
We don't understand or live under the same mentality that those that live in these fire hazard areas live under. We don't quite grasp the seriousness of the situation.
True.
Like Californians, Oregonians, Washington.
Okay, I was prepared to. You're forcing me into some really, really deep analytical thinking.
That's what I do here.
Right. I can see in the future of places like Canada and the U.S., governments grasping at more opportunities to flex their authority. Mm-hmm. And I think it's driven, A, by the feminization of culture. We've been through this with our local school closings, as they might be being driven by the feminization of American culture. And if we go back to cave time, it was the women who exercised caution while the men were out there throwing rocks at dinosaurs. And the women were hiding in the caves saying, I hope Org gets back safely. And that seems to have made it all the way to modern times, when more and more females are involved in school administration, school principals, and they call the shots. And it might be just feminine nature. I know that irritates the people who think there are about 47 million genders, but it might be feminine nature to be more cautious than it is in male. So that's one reason for this. And the second reason has to be balanced against the wisdom of just don't go in the woods, they're on fire.
Right, but don't you think the vast majority of the citizens, as Kenny just mentioned?
I think what'll happen is that, and I'll give you this much, 10 years from now it might be don't go in the woods. The conditions are ripe that they could be on fire.
So you're agreeing with me?
In an odd way, I'm trying to save your dumb ass.
Gotcha.
In 10 years, I could see. No, I'm kidding. In 10 years, I could see the warning: don't go in the woods because we think they could start on fire. Today, it's don't go in the woods. They're
They are on
blazing.
fire.
They're blazing.
The fire isn't COVID. Fire is a real thing, and it completely destroys thousands of acres, thousands of people's homes.
And I'm not disputing that
and
at all.
Chris, all of these people live with this fear, and oh my God, they won't even light up a book of matches outside. They won't do fireworks. They won't have campfires. And it's a real serious fear and something they live with day to day. And I don't think either one of you are recognizing that. Get somebody from the West Coast on.
Well, I'm
talk
not
to
only
them about their
recognizing
fear.
it. I'm not only recognizing it. I'm trying to clarify it and define it. In
Yeah,
fact,
but I still don't even agree with what you said.
that's your problem. The
Personal problem.
the people. He said the people going into exclusively in these vast wilderness areas of Canada. It stands to reason he's addressing the only people who would bother to go into the woods anyway, who would be campers and hikers. Nobody lives there.
But to also, Kenny, play the since when game. This stuff's been happening in Canada forever,
Yeah.
right? They've dealt with it forever. And to just compare it to COVID, because of the lockdown nature, the lockdown aspect of it, COVID was I mean, we were all scared. We had no idea what was happening.
You have to admit, our attitude at least around here, is when they have a burning ban, we're like, okay, thanks, Eisenhower. And, we have a bit of fire anyway. I'm going to burn that garbage pit no matter what you say. And that just doesn't fly in a lot of areas.
Sure.
To me, the fires raging now in Los Angeles is a completely different situation. That's a failure to govern. You've got so many people in L.A., so many resources, so much technology, so many entrepreneurs, so many people living in harm's way. They should have figured this out 50 years ago.
True.
Their reservoirs should never be a drop shy of full.
What's
Period.
funny
Period.
is the places that don't burn are the places that have been logged. And keep in mind, logging is so evil, isn't it? You're cutting down Mother Nature's trees. Well, ironically, when the fire gets to an area that's been logged, the fire goes out because there's there's nothing there.
On a side note,
green.
completely apropos of nothing, although it may be. I was reading today that Zuckerberg, he's the Facebook guy, right?
Mm-hmm. Meta is what it's called now.
What a word I can't say. In Palo Alto's most exclusive neighborhood, he bought a house. He then proceeded to buy every other house around him to create a compound. And I'm letting that bother me because he's a hypocrite, because he's going to be the first guy to say everyone should live in a little box and have sustainable housing and we have to take care of the earth and BS and BS and BS. He's ruined it for the other people who live there.
Right.
In the meantime, he's also building whatever he can get away with in Hawaii, even though the oceans are going to rise, of course. And I just don't ever want to be lectured by the likes of him. That was my message. I don't want to be lectured.
Is this a subtle shot at my girlfriend, Kathy Cargill?
No, she didn't enter my consciousness.
She kinda did.
Although on another related matter, I told you guys my brother was driving through Colorado and found himself trapped in the middle of a supercar rally. Mm-hmm. Maseratis, Ferraris, and McLarens. And I said to him, did you see any females? Because that Cargill woman who I'm in love with because of her McLarens, and she's trying to buy Park Point in Duluth, or for all I know already has, that's where she lives. She lives in Colorado and is a noted McLaren collector. I bet you $1 she was in that group of cars. Mm-hmm. But he said they went by so fast that he couldn't tell who was behind the wheel.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He couldn't
That's
tell.
awesome.
Could I?
Boy, are we a long way from fire? Yes, John.
I was just going to say, I pretty much just ignored everything that's been said the last 10 minutes because my FYI gene clicked in.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs and cavemen never existed together on the earth. So
Okay.
he wasn't
See, that's why. Probably
That's-
because of the
You
flood.
tripped. There's a little thing in the
No, the
sidewalk
fire.
you tripped over there.
I just couldn't.
It really was bothering you, wasn't it?
It
John?
was. I
The
couldn't
game
get any
kind of
further.
left you behind as you were laying on the sidewalk looking at that crack.
Okay,
I
the
stopped
woman's in the
listening.
cave. You know, she's experimenting with a new recipe for skunk. And Org is out there throwing
Okay,
rocks at,
Okay, I'm going to
I don't
be
know,
honest.
lions or tigers or something.
If John's going to come out and be honest, I'll be honest too.
Okay,
When
here we
you
go.
made that comparison, I started thinking about all the videos that I see on social media that are always headlined, "Why Women Live Longer Than Men."
Right.
And then it shows us jumping over, like garages
Exactly.
and a shopping cart and dumb shit like that.
And the kids go, oh, Dad, dinosaur again?
Yeah. Well, I'd be glad to tell you about American Experiment, or I'd be glad to tell you about,
Sioux Falls.
but I'm still awaiting that copy from American Experiment. But I'm up to date on Sioux Falls, baby.
Talk to me.
I am up to date on Sioux Falls because that's where extra is ordinary. Get it? Extraordinary. Just look at the numbers. In addition to having a business-friendly tax environment, with no personal or corporate state income taxes, Sioux Falls is growing. It has a large, well-educated workforce. The cost of living is certainly much lower than this state. And with a central location and developed industrial parks, your cost of doing business is low. Contact the Sioux Falls Development Foundation. They have the resources. You can stop searching for a perfect business site. You might find it in Sioux Falls. Best small city for business and careers as ranked by Forbes magazine. Very business friendly, population of 300,000 people, no state, corporate, or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, and no limits to what your business can achieve. SiouxFallsDevelopment.com.
'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years of life. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey. Oh, yeah.
Did the guitar face. Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived close to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
So I read an email from Harley rider John last week that he got a surprise, stopped at a Super 8 in South Dakota. They gave him a mini spray bottle of Bugs Be Gone to clean the bugs from his bike. That, you know what that is? That's brilliant marketing on both that Super 8 and Seafoam. If you're wondering where to get Bugs Be Gone, and if you're not finding it in the automotive chemical aisle of your nearby NAC or automotive store, and you're like me, you don't have the gumption to swing into a big box store, go to seafoamworks.com. Order it in, and for that matter, any other Seafoam product you need, have it delivered right to your doorstep. John, our Harley hero, now on the Bugs Be Gone gospel train, spreading the word all the way from here to the Pacific Ocean and back. If you haven't tried Bugs Be Gone, oh my goodness, I'm going to tell you something right now. This might not sit right with you, and I'm sorry I have to say this to your face, but you're doing it wrong. Seriously, this stuff is a game changer. You'll never get that squeegee elbow again. You'll never get all wet when you're trying to reach up to that windshield. Just spray it down, the window, the grill, the bumper, whatever. Let it set there for a minute or two, and then rinse it off with ease. It's that simple. Get it at seafoamworks.com. A wonderful product in a travel-weary, buggy world. Seafoam.
You know, we were talking off air about a Coney Island, a hot dog with chili on it. I just had a $1 million idea.
Let's go.
To my knowledge, which is limited, I don't think you can get a Coney Island at the state fair. Doesn't that seem like a natural?
Yes.
You can't buy a Coney Island at the state fair, to my limited knowledge.
You can get a chili dog, which is distinct from a.
What's the difference?
The topping on the coney isn't just chili; it's a mixture of ground
secret
beef
stuff
and secret pack of
secret
ingredients.
stuff.
Right. So it's not just like a chili dog, which Jim and Joe's chili dog at the state fair used to be good.
Okay, I'm letting that go now, and I want to say, as long as we're musing, I saw something in the newspaper that I would have to say. In fact, I would like you all to pay attention because there's going to be a quiz.
That really pains me.
And the quiz question, I'll give you the quiz question before we do the story.
Oh, that's good. That's like knowing it's like open notebook.
What stood out the most to me in this story? Just keep that in mind. We learned through the Star Tribune today that we now know what kind of cars Omar Fateh and Jacob Fry drive. I guess it came up because in a veiled swipe at challenger Omar Fateh, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry on Friday told the world that he drives a Honda Element after a Minnesota Star Tribune columnist, I don't know who that would have been, wrote about Fateh receiving traffic tickets in his 2023 BMW X3. A BMW X3 series is a reasonably small SUV, probably bought with food fraud money. I'm just saying. I don't know. I have no idea if that's true or not. Yeah. Oh, it was columnist Rochelle Olson jeered the state senator for being ticketed twice in the past year for violating Minnesota's hands-free cell phone law. But social media circles quickly seized on the fact that Fateh, we know who he is, running for mayor, he's a socialist, drives a pretty snazzy SUV. You know what, Rochelle? To you, it would be snazzy, probably, but they're a fairly pedestrian SUV.
To the purists.
There's many of them.
Okay.
They're not rare.
And this is
They all look the same, too, to me.
Yeah. Among a half dozen candidates, Fateh is considered Fry's top challenger. Star Tribune contributing columnist Andy Brem wrote on X that the bigger question is how can this self-described man of the people afford a car that costs as much or more than his senator's salary of $51,750 for a BMW? Well, again, there could be, and I'm saying alleged, the food fraud connection there with his wife, right? I mean, wasn't there some hijinks? Mm. And then the mayor weighed in, reposting on social media an old video of his 2003 Honda Element. Lately, there's been some interest in the cars candidates drive. Here's mine. And he shows this Honda Element, which looks like a milk truck, little teeny milk truck. Right. Fry said he bought the car to drive across the country to run in marathons because he could lay the seats flat and sleep in it rather than pay for hotel rooms. You shouldn't drive it too fast around corners because it may topple, Fry said. Well, he's having a little fun there. Okay.
He's having a laugh.
The message seemed to be that Fry drives an old car, but he didn't mention that he's driven around by a police officer in an SUV that is available 24/7. Olson reported that when Fateh was stopped last year near Mankato, he told the officer he was holding his phone to punch in his GPS coordinates, but he had the GPS up on the screen. See, you get those with a Beamer.
Got it.
Yeah. The second time he was stopped, Fateh again told a Golden Valley copper that he was looking at his GPS. The copper didn't buy it, writing on his citation that Fateh had the GPS up on the vehicle's navigation screen. That was the same offense he was cited for previously. He wasn't fooling anybody. Okay, that's it. We now know Fateh drives a BMW X3. And I'm not kidding when I say allegedly I would look at how he purchased that because it could be food fraud money. And it's just alleged. I have no idea. And Fry drives the 2003 Honda Element. What struck me the most about the story?
That BMW X3s aren't really that expensive.
No.
Go ahead.
That you don't like the fact that the mayor's sleeping in his car at rest areas.
I got it.
You're on the right track.
I got it.
Yeah.
How has a guy managed to own a car for 22 years without putting any miles on it, meaning he doesn't really go anywhere or do anything?
That's not what I'm most intrigued by, but you're correct. That happens to be correct. That's just not what I've zeroed in on. Kenny has come the closest so far.
I would ask why this sudden interest in how they transport themselves.
It came up because some columnist in this, Rachel Olson, noted that Fateh's Rochelle.
Is it something to do with the humble brag about running in marathons?
No.
Oh. Just tell us. We're sick of this. Tell us.
He's saying it has to do with, like what you said, you gave the clue, the 2003. He's trying to be the oldest car.
I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, I'm a man of the people, and look at this. I wonder if there's another car in the family.
I'll solve this.
Thank you.
How could a guy who is taking great glee here in pointing out how impossibly cheap he is that this phony would sleep in this crap can instead of a hotel room, how can he be so reckless with the public's money?
Okay.
How can you want to brag about how prudent you are and how judicious you are with your own dollar, but you don't give a bleep about the taxpayer's dollar? That's what most intrigued me. If you're going to sell yourself as this prudent, cautious guy.
It's not in the story. We're looking for something in the story. You set us up.
It's in the
It was
story.
a
He
it
said
was a
he
trick
bought.
question.
No,
there's
Kenny.
nothing, Joe. There's nothing in the story about the thousands of millions of dollars that he throws away.
Of course there isn't, but I'm extrapolating and you're being obtuse. The guy said he bought the Honda Element because it has a flat seat that he could put down so he doesn't have to pay for hotel rooms.
You are being a pain in the ass, buzzkill mansplainer.
And I'm telling you that if you want to sell yourself as this kind of prudent, responsible husband of the dollar, you don't show it in your public life.
I would agree with that. I would also caution you greatly on using the word obtuse. You've got Andy Dufresne 30 days in solitary confinement when he accused the warden of being obtuse.
That's it. I'm just saying. I wish you were that cautious with the public's dollars.
So speaking of out of touch mayors, I have to share this with you guys because loyal GLer Kevin sent this to me over the weekend.
Yeah.
I just wanted you guys to know I am at the Saints game where they are honoring Joe Mauer. I believe that was Saturday, correct?
I don't know.
Were they honoring Joe Mauer? They sent the St. Paul deputy mayor to say a few words instead of Melvin Carter showing up. Pathetic.
Who the hell is that?
The only thing I could think was that Melvin could not find downtown St. Paul since he still works from home. Have a great evening.
No, I can tell you where Melvin was. Melvin's been milking the hell out of this ransomware attack on the city's computers.
Oh, sure.
And it's really given him something to do.
Was he down in the server rooms where all the ACs are going? It's like
the big hum.
But he's actually been outside in front of buildings, available for interviews 24/7 on TV, talking about the cyber attack. And he probably was on a newscast during the Saints game and just couldn't get over there.
You know what he has? A project.
He's got something to do.
You got a topic.
Yeah,
who's
he's
the
got a
deputy
topic.
mayor? Who is it?
Something tincture or look it up. It's
Salve?
somebody that we don't need.
But wouldn't you think of all events, which there are very few in St. Paul, this should have been something that Melvin would have been front and center at?
Jamie Tincher.
Yeah, Tincher. I knew I was on the right track. Melvin did make it to the Dave Winfield celebration during Rondo days.
Okay.
Apparently, he has not been able to make it, or he wasn't able to make it to the Joe Mauer celebration.
Who's busy?
Well, he's got this gig now
He's
where
fighting crime.
He is telling you that we're going to get into a safe place here. We're going to bring it back cautiously and safely. And I got thinking, nobody really is affected by this except city employees.
For the city employees, right?
Nobody. We're getting along just fine. The only trouble I've heard so far is you can't pay your water bill online.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've heard that this resulted in. You can't pay your... Okay, I'll wait till you're ready, then we'll pay the water bill.
Or I'll send you a check.
All right, you asked me to look it up. I'm just going to give you a 2-sentence summary of Deputy Mayor Tincher holds a bachelor's degree from Denison University, studied conflict resolution.
You can't flunk that.
In Chiapas, Mexico, and at the School for International Training in Vermont.
God almighty.
She is a certified professional coach and an energy...
Coach in what?
I don't know. Certified...
Conflict resolution?
Well, and an Energy Leadership Index master practitioner.
Of course.
She lives on the east side with her 2 kids. What is an energy leadership?
Hey, at least she's got kids.
Well, that's true. Sounds like she probably got a house, too.
Where were we?
Melvin.
What's her first name?
Jamie, Jamie.
Jamie Tincture?
Tincher,
Tincture.
Tincher.
Tincture.
You're talking about cars and Mayor Fry, Fate. Why do you drive a crap can?
Yeah.
That's what we were...
Oh, I know. I'm done with that now because Kenny has just ruined the whole feeling for me. And
You went down to your sales.
threw a hand grenade into the middle of the thing and
Kabooyah!
Well, you
said
remind
there's
me
no
of
relationship between what Fry drives and his public expenditures.
You
of
just
tax
remind me of
dollars
my
and-
crabby old uncle. We're sitting around having a bunch of beers at the fire, laughing it up, and you come in there and you're all serious and killing the mood, and that's when we slowly get up and back away from the fire pit.
Leave
go
him
down
alone.
to the lake.
Okay, can I say something else? Trump today federalized the law enforcement in Washington, D.C. because They want that to be the safest city in the country, and tourists should be safe visiting historical sites and what have you. And Washington, D.C. is, because it's governed by the left, is in as much disarray as any other country closest to the tallest buildings. In this case, it's the tallest monuments. But I think he's doing this because there's a new tease on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. See, I think every time there's a new tease on the Epstein stuff, Trump goes nuts and comes up with some deflection. And this one is federalizing law enforcement. We're going to have stormtroopers in the streets. All right? You know what the latest tease is? Ghislaine, what's her last name?
Well,
Maxwell.
Oh, Maxwell.
Ms. Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell, her prison mate says that Maxwell told her she's got some dirt on Trump.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And Don immediately called Hegseth and Pam Bondi and said, come on, let's federalize law enforcement. Bring tanks to Washington, D.C. I got to deflect here. There's nothing today, I believe. I'm cynical about everything. Nothing works.
Oh, I'm glad
it's all
not
BS.
Thursday.
I hate it. We're watching a movie. It's all BS.
Like climate.
And I got another question.
It's like when you have a sub. You're watching a movie at school.
Putin is a wanted international war criminal, which means if he sets foot in another country, he can be arrested. Well, why does he get to go to the U.S.?
Are you
Staff,
suggesting?
anyone?
Are you suggesting that there should be a covert operation to?
Why does it have to be covert?
It doesn't have to be covert. He's wanted.
He's wanted. Just arrest him.
He has so many layers.
No, he's coming to Alaska.
I know.
Unless he's sending his double.
Don't blow the lid off our plan.
How do you know we don't have a plan
That
already?
plane will never land in Alaska. It will, however, land and end up at the bottom of the sea.
You know what? That's Kenny Olson.
Yeah.
He does not live in the Twin Cities. You can find him in northern Minnesota. I have no knowledge of him personally. He's
I've never
never
even
here
met
in
him.
the studio. I've met him, but I don't know him. All you Bolsheviks listening, that's Kenny.
I'm living down by Rochester.
He's somewhere outstate.
I'm out in Montana.
You know what's back? We're zeroing in on pup time.
Is it already time for the pup?
It's pup time.
Oh, mint mustard.
The official food on a stick in Garage Logic, the
Mustard?
Prano Pup.
Mustard or ketchup?
I think on a
mustard.
Prano Pup, only mustard.
Only mustard?
I know people use ketchup, but I
Love
think.
ketchup on
Well,
a pup.
what are the what are the etiquette points? If hot dogs are mustard and burgers are ketchup, is that correct?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you
Yes.
should never put ketchup on a hot dog.
Well, this ain't a hot dog, baby. This is the Prano Pup. It's the Minnesota State Fair's original food on a stick, and remains the best bang for the buck at the
Is this a wiener
Minnesota
done in a
State
bun?
Fair. It is a wiener done in a bun, and it was founded in 1947 by the Carness family, and it's still owned and operated by Greg and Wayne Carness, two GLers. There are 8 great locations throughout the fairgrounds, so support Prano Pups this year. It's the official food on a stick in Garage Logic. Plus, it's one of the things left at the fair you can actually still afford and enjoy. Prano Pup, the official food of Garage Logic.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Well, I learned something about myself. I've been working through a thermos. Wait, I'm going to show you. Don't change the channel yet, Chris. Been working through this bad boy today. Full of Columbia Excelso from customroasting.net. That's because I'm a dummy, and I forgot to order my favorite French roast from them last week. The good thing we have this in stock. It's fantastic. You know what? And I shouldn't be surprised. I am, but I shouldn't be, because Steven, the head roaster, has 35 years under his belt roasting and providing top quality beans to the lot of us. Go to the website, customroasting.net, and when you take note of the Garage Logic tab at the top of the homepage, you'll discover that the Columbia Excelsior, it's in the GL Starter Variety Pack, 4 different blends for us to sample: French Roast, Boundary Waters Blend, the Morning Blend, and the stuff I've been working on. I've had all of the above. Each one is wonderful, and now I'm admitting that maybe I'm not as addicted to French roast as I thought I was. That's a me problem. Don't worry about it. Steven at customroasting.net, he's been doing it for a long time, and this is wonderful coffee at a reasonable price. Ground or whole bean, whatever you want, delivered right to your door. And like I've said many times before, there's no shelf life for this stuff. I mean, it hasn't, let me rephrase that. It hasn't been sitting on the shelf waiting for your order. They get your order, they roast the beans, they send them out. It's that fresh. So please check them out. Order some in today. Customroasting.net.
Serious question about coffee. So I order that.
Yeah.
Do you keep that in the refrigerator or just in a cabinet?
I don't. I keep it in a cabinet, but sealed up.
Because if it was in a refrigerator, wouldn't it begin to absorb other smells and?
Well, you know, the one thing I've never talked about, and I probably should, and John, you can acknowledge this, the packaging is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, then just keep it in a cabinet then.
It's he's got
if
a
it's
Ziploc.
Airtight, yeah, if it's airtight,
built into the bag.
Okay, you're
really,
fine.
really
just
amazing.
open it and boom, you can snap
you're
it
fine.
right back together.
I bet
It's
it
perfect.
smells good too when you open it.
Oh, John, I love that smell.
Here's John Haidt.
Just to make Kenny jealous, I did have Custom Roasters French roast this morning, Kenny, because I had some left. So there.
Oh, na. I'll get on the computer and order it today.
I'm not an afternoon coffee drinker, but a cup of coffee sounds pretty good right now.
I'm not. I never would have one in the afternoon. Never.
This news update brought to you by North American Banking Company. Air quality alerts will be impacting people across Minnesota again. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency says heavy surface smoke will cross Minnesota today. They're predicting the southern half of the state will be unhealthy for sensitive groups, the northern half of the state unhealthy for everyone. Now, all of this could affect Minnesota high school sports. Fall high school sports kick off today, including outdoor practices for football, soccer, cross-country running, and girls' tennis teams. The state has laid out guidelines for schools to help figure out how to handle sports when there's an air quality alert. If the air is rated unhealthy or worse, the state is recommending all outdoor activities be canceled or rescheduled. And if it's unhealthy for sensitive groups, coaches are asked to limit the workouts to light activity and take breaks every 20 minutes.
As of 10:30 this morning, I didn't detect any great amount of smoke.
You aren't someone that's in the sensitive group.
No, I mean, I could see blue sky, and I know all the signs of smoke, and I wasn't seeing it. I bet I don't know what it's like at this moment.
City of St. Paul said in the coming days about 3,500 employees will begin the process of scrubbing their data in the aftermath of the city's cyber attack. Yesterday,
this is the only thing city employees have been doing for 2 weeks is worrying about this.
What is scrubbing data? What is
They
that?
have to change everything, as you'll see in a minute here, Kenny. Yesterday, Jennifer Lowe, the City of St. Paul's press secretary, confirmed the attack experienced by the city on July 25th was ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware that restricts access to files and computer operation unless a specified cash amount is paid to the attacker. City of St. Paul, by the way, said it has not paid any amount to the suspected hackers. Instead, about 3,500 employees will need to begin scrubbing their data, resetting passwords, and reestablishing their accounts in the coming days. City of St. Paul has not given an estimated time for when this process will be completed. Now, I did see on Facebook they've set up Roy Wilkins Auditorium for all the city employees to come in. They have desks set up with
Well, this will
computers.
take forever. They'll probably get overtime.
So they're going to come in and they're going to sit at these desks and do all this. They're going to
John, what was the
scrub
title of the person who gave you this information? The press what?
Press secretary.
Press. I wonder
St.
what the
Paul.
difference between a press secretary is and a mayoral spokesperson. Because we got a couple of these.
Well, she's probably for the city. And then I guess Mayor Carter must have his own.
He must
right?
have his own.
Well, you
yeah.
got to have your own.
Yeah.
Update to a story we had last week.
In the meantime, the city is disappearing before your very eyes, but we have these people in place.
This is going to be a dumb question, but why do they have to use the auditorium?
You need a big place.
But
Need some room.
Aren't there already offices for all of these people?
Well, I suppose you want to have them under one roof so they can get a loudspeaker and say, okay, now do this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It would be fun if big cities would elect mayors the way small towns do.
Yeah.
Small towns generally elect mayors that aren't on the ballot and that don't want to run, but everybody recognizes that this guy
Would be
is
the best.
absolutely the best
Yep.
option for our town.
Yep.
And they end up begrudgingly taking the
Or
office.
we could also, Kenny, do it like, what was that one town in northern Minnesota that elected a
dog?
dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should almost be a GL axiom. Always vote for the candidate who least wants the job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Update to a story we had last week. A man who worked as a bouncer at a St. Paul bar is facing second-degree murder charges in connection to a shooting outside the Midway Saloon. Metro Transit Police responded to the sound of gunfire just after midnight, August 7th, near the Midway on University Avenue in St. Paul. There, officers found a man with a gunshot wound. Paramedics took him to the hospital where he later died. Officers arrested 29-year-old Devarius Clark, who works as a bouncer at the bar. According to the complaint, the bar manager told police Clark had argued with the victim because the victim brought his bike inside the bar. Despite the manager's approval, Clark continued to agonize the victim and saw the two arguing back and forth. Another employee told police Clark got into a verbal altercation with the man inside the bar who was being disrespectful. The employee heard a pop after Clark went outside the bar with the man. Police say Clark had a gun in his waistband. When they got to the scene, Clark did have a valid permit to carry a firearm out of Hennepin County. Prosecutors have charged him now with 2 counts of second-degree murder. 4 correctional officers were hurt Saturday after a prisoner reportedly attacked one of them with a homemade weapon. And according to the Minnesota Department of Corrections, the press release yesterday said it happened around 3:20 Saturday afternoon at the Rush City Correctional Facility while officers were performing routine cell searches. During cell searches, officers encountered an incarcerated person who was suspected of being in possession of homemade alcohol. When officers approached, the prisoner reportedly assaulted one officer with a makeshift weapon, a shank, requiring 3 other officers to subdue and restrain the man. According to a DOC spokesperson, the first officer sustained a puncture wound, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and was expected to make a full recovery. The 3 other officers also taken to the hospital for evaluation. They were released with some bruises.
Is it assumed that the prisoner made the hooch in jail?
That is not mentioned in the story. That would seem likely, though.
Wonder how you would pull that off.
Fruit.
If you have
apples.
my sort of education, and if there's a comma missing from the headline,
Yeah,
it's hooch shanks.
right.
So
what
that
the hell is a
prisoner had-
hooch shank?
Sounds
That
pretty good.
prisoner
Sounds like a
had
good
hooch
meal.
shanks.
Selling them at the fair.
They're opening up for Oasis, I think.
Yeah.
Do you
Joe,
see
have
where Oasis has been warned, by the way?
No.
Yeah.
If they're going to be in this country. Apparently their tour comes to this country.
Okay.
I'll never understand the attraction, by the way. They're not to speak negatively of Kim Jong-Trump.
I was not aware of that.
Otherwise, their visas will be taken. Yeah.
Have you never made your own alcohol, Joe?
No, I never have.
We made a bottle of wine when I was 15.
Never did, John. Sorry.
Wasn't very
I,
good.
As recently as this year, made some homemade limoncello.
Yeah.
No, that I would like.
Fabulous.
Homemade.
I've
I've made
always
homemade Kahlua also, which is quite good.
I've always wanted to have a top secret still in the woods. But for
Like
me,
MASH.
for me, it's more about finding a secret spot and setting it up and getting it running. And then I would just like to go on to my next job. That's what I want my job to be, is setting up secret stills in the woods. Because I don't care about the brewing and the booze and all of that, and all of that.
That's
nonsense.
like selling snowblowers in Miami. The time it's not right for that. It's we've
long.
passed the still era.
Joe, I was buying books on how to make a still when I was a teenager. Wow.
I just see the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. Every time I hear of a still, I just see the little tin pot thing.
There's a book called the Foxfire book that teaches you how to do stuff that Joe would make fun of: log cabins, emergency
I wouldn't make fun of a
shelters
log
in the
cabin.
woods.
I would like to have a log cabin.
Stills, growing ginseng or ginseng or whatever the hell that plant is.
You secretly want to be the Ingalls family, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Did you enjoy the Swiss Family Robinson as a kid?
You know what? I was at a family reunion over the weekend, and one of my relatives and I spent a lot of time, John, this won't surprise you at all, talking about what we're going to do after everything falls apart, how we're going to survive, how we're going to fight you people off. And it was a great conversation. I love that stuff.
Why don't we take a break on that?
I'm a prepper, baby. Well, I want to be a prepper.
You want to
baby.
be a prepper?
Yeah.
Christopher Reavers.
I was just thinking, Joe, as I slow down and tell you about North American Banking Company, save up all that money so you can create your hooch farm like Kenny Olson's going to do.
Yeah.
If you want to start your own hooch business, North American Banking Company is here for you. They're great for you small business owners. I got to tell you, I've got a lot of emails from people that have thanked me for recommending North American Banking Company. And that's because they have one simple philosophy. They're here to help, and it's banking done differently. I've taken my banking business to North American Banking Company, and I'm very happy with the customer service, and I know that you will be too. But your first step should be checking them out online today at nabankco.com to learn more. It doesn't matter. Maybe you're looking to buy a home, maybe finance a new home renovation project, or perhaps get that new car that you've been thinking about. My friends at North American Banking Company are going to be able to help you out. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as the other big national banks, but the key difference is you're going to get the unparalleled service of a community bank. So, once again, check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender.
something.
Do something to help you.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Continuing on with the theme of prepping, one of my failed ideas for prepping for end times was to bury a shipping container in a hill and then have a Hogan's Hero escape hatch through a hollowed-out tree stump. I've since learned that that isn't the greatest idea, because I learned that because of our brand new marketing partner, AnywayStorage.com. Now, boy, these guys can really help you if storage is something you need. Wow. They have a variety of shipping containers, both for sale and for rent, and they have locations all over Grand Rapids, Stewartville, Ellendale, AnywayStorage.com. They have Minnesota, the Eastern Dakotas, Wisconsin, Iowa, even portions of Canada covered. This is a Minnesota-based business where you can stop into your yards. One of their yards. I highly advise this. You're not ordering it from some hoodlum out in New Jersey here. These are Minnesota guys, and you can pick out and shop for the shipping container of your choice. We're talking 10, 20, and 40-foot containers, sealed, lockable, perfect for cabin owners or people that have undeveloped property. You can leave those high-dollar valuables at your property with peace of mind. You're not going to have any mice problems or rodent problems or prying eyes seeing it. So check out the website and then make plans to acquire your own secure shipping storage container. Be sure to ask about the GL special, a little something extra for you. Always ask for the GL special. That's AnywayStorage.com, AnywayStorage.com.
Thank you, Kenny. In national and national news story, you already talked a little bit about Joe. President Trump announcing this morning he will deploy hundreds of D.C. National Guard troops on the streets of Washington as part of a push to rein in violent crime, even as local police data says those incidents are down sharply this year. The president also moving to federalize the Metropolitan Police Department, placing the municipal agency directly under the control of people who report to the president. Speaking to reporters at the White House, Trump described the nation's capital as a crime-infested hellscape that requires a heavy-handed federal approach to bring bloodthirsty criminals and drugged-out maniacs to heel. The move comes even as the data reveals local efforts to crack down on crime are paying off. According to D.C. police figures, violent crime down about 26% year-to-date compared to the same time period in 2024, with particularly steep declines reported in sexual abuse, robbery, and assault with a dangerous weapon. The stats reveal there have been about 1,600 violent incidents so far this year, compared with 2,140 reported by the same date in 2024. And according to the people who live there, 2024 was not a particularly bad year. The office there reporting a 30-year low in crime in 2024.
So that seems to weigh into my theory that it's deflection because there's new teasers about Einstein or Epstein or whatever the hell his name
Einstein.
is. Yeah.
That and I've also seen references to apparently one of the Doge fellas got the hell beat out of him last week in D.C.
Oh, yeah.
And that Trump was angry that happened.
Okay.
So President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin scheduled to meet in Alaska on Friday. The invitation marks the first time since 2007 that Putin has been invited to the U.S. outside of UN-related functions. The two leaders will talk about an end to Russia's 3-year war with Ukraine, which has killed hundreds of thousands of people, most of them Russian soldiers. Russia controls about 1/5 of Ukrainian territory, over half of which was captured in the first weeks of the war. There is the proverbial fly in the ointment, though. Putin widely expected to require territorial concessions in exchange for a ceasefire, but the meeting does not currently include Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, who Trump this morning said he never invited. Zelensky said over the weekend Ukraine will not concede any territory as part of any agreement. Meanwhile, European nations have rallied behind Ukraine, saying peace in the war-torn nation can't be resolved without Ukraine and Zelensky's involvement.
Can we go back to the federal police in Washington, D.C. story?
Mm-hmm.
This is not from some right-wing Twitter account that I found. This is from the NBC affiliate in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
A D.C. police commander is under investigation for allegedly making changes to crime statistics in his district. The Metropolitan Police Department confirmed Michael Pullman was placed on paid administrative leave back in mid-May that happened just a week after Pullman filed an equal employment opportunity complaint against an assistant chief, and the police union accused the department of deliberately falsifying crime data, according to 3 separate law enforcement sources familiar with the complaint. The union claims that police supervisors in the department manipulate crime data to make it appear that violent crime has fallen considerably compared to last year. Pulliam, the former commander of the 3rd District that patrols Adams, Morgan, and Columbia Heights, was placed on leave with pay and told that he was under investigation for questionable changes to crime data.
Okay.
Well,
the contention being that
he's lying about crime stats.
Muriel, the mayor, is lying. She's the one saying we don't have any crime problems.
Right.
But what NBC is suggesting is that the head copper has been altering the figures.
Correct. And again, I'll just say this, not to be the negative one, but what if this is an act of, what if it works? What if it's going to help solve the crime issues in
Then
DC?
you'll have federalized law enforcement here.
And Chicago.
And LA. And San
so you're
Francisco.
still against it. You're still against it.
Yeah.
Even
We got
if it
cops.
works.
Yeah.
Just don't defund them, support them.
And again, I'm not trying to start a war here with you guys, but I'm just saying.
I am.
Well, but if this is what's really happening, then who do we have to trust?
We don't. Well, everybody lies. I don't buy any of them. Well, I don't care what party they are. They're all liars.
I
Some
can't
may lie
disagree
more
with
than
that,
others.
Joe. I can't disagree with that.
Vote for the guy who least wants the job.
Yeah, the town chicken.
Right.
Authorities have identified the suspect behind Friday's shooting at the Atlanta headquarters for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That suspect is 30-year-old Patrick Joseph White from nearby Kennesaw. He had said the COVID-19 vaccine made him depressed and suicidal. His father reported him as suicidal to law enforcement hours before the attack. The gunman was allegedly refused entry to CDC buildings before he posted up at a CVS facing the buildings shortly after 5 p.m. He killed a police officer, 33-year-old David Rose, and struck at least 4 CDC buildings with shots, damaging windows and exterior walls. The suspect was found dead with a gunshot wound on the pharmacy's 2nd floor. It's not clear if he was killed by officers or died from a self-inflicted wound. Authorities found 5 guns at the scene of the crime, including at least 1 long gun. A union representing workers at the CDC said the incident was not random and compounds months of mistreatment, neglect, and vilification the CDC staff have endured. It demanded federal officials condemn vaccine misinformation, saying it was putting scientists at risk.
Kennesaw Mountain Landis was an early baseball commissioner.
He was.
I wonder if he was from Kennesaw, Georgia.
He was, right? Well, I think that's how he got his name.
All right,
That's what
thank
I've
you.
always read. Yes.
Kennesaw Mountain. That means his first name was Mountain.
No, he was from New Hampshire, Joe. Come on.
Well, look him up. Kennesaw Mountain Landis. Look him up.
Really? Is
I got it.
Yeah, pay attention and look it up.
Hang on.
He
Yes,
wasn't a
is.
very good commissioner either, incidentally.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. A federal judge in New York.
I think Matt has felt that.
He was born.
Get off your...
I have
I'm
it
casual today.
Look at Rook.
today. He was born in Millville, Ohio.
Ohio,
Oh, well, then he wasn't from.
How did he get the name Kennesaw Mountain Landis?
New Hampshire.
I don't know if you know this, but there's Kennesaw mountain towns in every state in the union.
Kennesaw Mountain Landis was born in Millville, Ohio in 1866. The 6th child. They descended from, Swiss Mennonites.
I don't care. How did he get the name Kennesaw?
There's a Millville in Minnesota, Joe.
Kenny, as he's referred to, sometimes known, it doesn't tell me here why he got the name Kennesaw.
You know what I'll bet you could do? You could say, how did Kennesaw Landis get his nickname?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on his Wikipedia page.
Are we in a break right now? Or
No,
is
we're
this the
not. I still got more.
No,
news.
this is
Leave
the
me
good
alone.
stuff that we're giving the public.
His nickname came from his father's experience in the Civil War. His father, Abraham Landis, was a Union Army surgeon who lost a leg at the Battle of Kennesaw Mountain in Georgia. 2 years later, when Landis was born, his parents chose the name Kennesaw after the mountain where his father was wounded, although they initially used 2 different spellings, Kennesaw and Kennesaw with 2 N's. So that was his real name.
Wonderful. Thank you. You learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design.
And an Uber from Kennesaw to Atlanta, around $36.
Now, let's go back to the news. A federal judge this morning It rejected a request by the Justice Department to unseal grand jury transcripts related to the criminal investigation of Ghislaine Maxwell, the convicted procurer of notorious sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Judge Paul Engelmeyer in his ruling scoffed at the Justice Department's rationale for unsealing the Maxwell grand jury transcripts. Its entire premise, he wrote, that the Maxwell grand jury materials would bring to light meaningful new information about Epstein's and Maxwell's crimes is demonstrably false. He said the court's review confirmed that unsealing the grand jury materials would not reveal new information of any consequence. The judge noted that the info consists of garden variety summary testimony by 2 law enforcement agents.
Here's what I want to say about that, and this is not hyperbole. I think that case, if we got to the bottom of that case, would blow the lid off of virtually everything that we have questions about going back to the early 1900s.
Then that's why you'll never know a thing about it.
Yeah. I think everything could be revealed, and that's why it's being covered up. And it will remain, and I'm talking UFOs, Kennedy, you
Area
name it.
51.
Anything you can throw out there is tied into this case. And I'm not trying to be outrageous here.
And we'll never know a thing.
No, never. No.
We have had some historical deaths in the last 3-4 days. James Lovell, the commander of Apollo 13, who helped turn a failed moon mission into a triumph of on-the-fly can-do engineering, has died. He was 97. He was one of NASA's most traveled astronauts the agency's first decade. He flew 4 times, Gemini 7, Gemini 12, Apollo 8, and Apollo 13. Lovell and fellow astronauts Fred Hayes and Jack Swigert received renewed fame with the retelling of the Apollo 13 mission in the 1995 movie Apollo 13, where actor Tom Hanks, portraying Lovell, famously said, "Houston, we have a problem." In 1968, the Apollo 8 crew of Lovell, Frank Borman, and William Anders was the first to leave Earth's orbit and the first to fly to and circle the moon. They couldn't land, but they put the U.S. ahead of the Soviets in the space race. The big rescue mission was still to come, though. That was 1970, Apollo 13. Lovell was supposed to be the 5th man to walk on the moon, but Apollo 13's service module carrying Lovell and 2 others experienced a sudden oxygen tank explosion on the way to the moon. The astronauts barely survived, spending 4 cold and clammy days in the cramped lunar module as a lifeboat. Lovell said, "The thing I want most people to remember is that in some sense it was very much a success. Not that we accomplished anything, but a success in that we demonstrated the capability of NASA personnel."
Lovell was never seen without his wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
You know, back to Kennesaw for a brief moment. If your old man names you after a place where you got shot and wounded in
I
the
think it's
war,
kind of cool.
that would be like me getting into a bar fight and naming my oldest son O'Gara's Francis Reavers.
Yeah, but Kennesaw's pretty cool.
It is a cool name. I was just like, that's
It's
an
funny.
odd...
I was thinking along those same lines, what our names would be according to where our dads were injured. I think my dad went down on the corner of Portland and 50th on a scooter and lost hearing in his left ear. So
You could have been Portland Olson.
Portland and 50th Olson.
Yeah.
William Webster, longtime U.S. public servant who served as head of both the FBI and the CIA, has died. He was 101. Webster was the only person to have led both agencies. As FBI director, Webster served under Presidents Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan. He then served as CIA director from 87 to 91 under Reagan and President George H.W. Bush. Rock and roll death. Bobby Whitlock has died at the age of 77. He was the first white artist signed to Stax Records in the mid-1960s. He joined Delaney and Bonnie in 1968, and that's where he met the fellas he would start Derek and the Dominos with, Eric Clapton, Carl Radle, and Jim Gordon. Later that same year, Clapton, Whitlock, Radle, and Gordon formed Derek and the Dominos. Whitlock co-wrote half the tracks on the band's only studio album, Layla, and other assorted love songs. He's also the fella who does all the vocals that Eric Clapton doesn't do on the record. Amid escalating drug use and growing personal tensions within the group, they broke up in 1971. He went on to record some solo music, did lots of session work, Rolling Stones, Dr. John, Stephen Stills, and many more. Whitlock released additional solo music through the 70s, quit the music business for a time, came back in the 90s, often collaborating with his musical partner and future wife, Coco Carmel, who he married in December 2005. He was 77 years old.
All Delaney and Bonnie people are dead except Clapton.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Ford today announcing it will invest $2 billion in a Louisville, Kentucky assembly plant aimed at rolling out more affordable electric vehicles. The investment comes on top of a $3 billion investment already planned for a battery park in Michigan. Together, those two facilities will create or secure nearly 4,000 new jobs, according to Ford. The Detroit automaker plans to produce a mid-sized four-door electric pickup at the Louisville assembly plant. That vehicle launch is slated for 2027.
What would the towing capacity be on something like that?
Well,
You said John said the EV truck he was just describing. I mean, are you going to be able to haul
a garden wagon?
That's what I'm wondering.
I have no
full
idea.
of leaves? Yeah.
And let's wrap up with some irony. The new AI search tool for President Donald Trump's social media network, Truth Social, says the president doesn't tell the truth very much.
No.
Wow.
Truth Search AI contradicts the president by saying tariffs are a tax on Americans, the 2020 election wasn't stolen, his family's cryptocurrency investments pose a potential conflict of interest. Asked about January 6th, it said the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol is violent and linked to Trump's baseless claims of widespread election fraud. Trump and his allies, after years of criticizing tech companies and news organizations, have worked to develop Truth Social as part of an alternative social media ecosystem where they've said their viewpoints will not be suppressed. But as companies expand their use of chatbots and answer engines, the rollout of Truth Search AI highlights one challenge for that approach. Artificial intelligence tools don't always give the answers their owners might want.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
We'll be back to The View right after this.
Oh, that wasn't very nice, was it?
We're taking a break.
I think we
Facts,
are.
I know.
Right after I tell you about We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. Hey, we're going to have some exciting news about We Are Nuts in the coming days. State Fair related, by the way, because our friends at We Are Nuts have a booth out at the Great Minnesota Get Together.
I would imagine they would.
Well, we had the dill pickle nuts, remember, at back to the 50s? Those were pretty good. Anyway, the thing of cashews that I was given after the boat ride on Thursday, yeah, those are gone. The entire thing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it lasted about 36 hours.
I didn't get them.
No, I know. They went home with me.
Right.
Anyway, so you can get those jumbo cashews, by the way. They're the size of shrimp. That's how big they are.
I love cashews. They don't like me.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But check out their full line at
Work that into a poem of some,
A little bit.
brevity.
That doesn't stop me from devouring them.
Right.
They are pretty good. Anyway, but you can see their entire line on their website, which is, of course, wearenutsmn.com. And if you aren't here in the great state of Minnesota, place your order online and get them shipped anywhere. You can also stop at any one of the Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores locations. Max Hardware also carries them. Also, Lunds and Barley's, Kowalski's, but they've been a great addition here to the Garage Logic podcast and a great family-owned business making small batch snacks right here in Northeast Minneapolis. So place your order today at wearenutsmn.com, and please make sure that you mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
I got something.
This guy wears many hats, just not indoors. Joe Souchere.
I hope you got to Eco Fun over the weekend, either in Forest Lake / Columbus or down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42. Until I'm told otherwise, it's still the best time of the summer, and yes, there's summer left, to pick up a new Yamaha jet ski or wave runner, and you get a free Triton aluminum trailer. That's right. There's no catch, no extra cost, just a top-tier trailer to haul your new ride wherever the water calls. And if you need financing, EcoFund's got you covered with excellent financing options available on all units currently in stock. And don't forget, this is also the electric bike capital of the world. Wonderful motorcycles, scooters, youth recreational equipment, 4x4, side-by-sides. It's the most fun store you'll ever enter. It's in Forest Lake / Columbus, right on 97, immediately west of 35. Go through a few of those tornado-causing roundabouts, and you're right there. And down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42. A really, really great website, EcoFunMotorsports.com.
Didn't have tornadoes here until we started putting into traffic circles. Because on the counter, you want to know why? When people go round and round in circles, it causes disturbance in the atmosphere.
That's right.
And causes tornadoes.
That's right. You know, another indication that time has changed. I don't know if you know this or not, but the country's changed a bit. There's a story in the paper today about how excited and proud Eden Prairie is that it finally has a name for its new gummy thing, the dope thing.
THC gummy?
Yeah.
Gummies?
Dope thing.
You know, we used to think maybe it wasn't wise counsel to...
Wait. Don't give it away. I think this should be a guessing game. I know what my...
Poll question.
If I was going to get into this and submit something, it would be... what is the airport?
Well, they already they chose the name.
Just wait. It would be Flying Cloud Gummy.
Well, you're very creative.
Yeah. Go Kenny.
Well, that's not what they chose.
Oh.
Yeah. Did they have their favorite stripper in the city? They're calling their new city-branded THC gummy Little Berry on the Prairie.
Oh,
Berry. Little.
Don't even. Oh.
So let me get this straight.
Check it out.
A town like Eden Prairie, not that long ago, would have frowned on the use of THC. You would think they would have thought maybe that's unwise. And we've reached the point now where the city has its own brand of THC, Little Berry on the Prairie.
Got it.
Flying Cloud is a much better name, but they went with Little Berry on the Prairie.
Got it.
They sell in packs of 10 for $20. It's crafted for sleep. So this is tantamount to elected people acquiescing to the idea that their constituents need drugs to fall asleep.
Does anybody know if Eden Prairie is a municipal liquor store?
It is municipal.
Well, this is just brilliant marketing.
And it's sold. It's going to be sold in the liquor stores.
Yeah. It's just, this is marketing. That's all it is. But
well, then let's go along those lines, Kenny. How far do you want to take it with the marketing? Should they have their favorite? Should they name their favorite whiskey?
I think their favorite whiskey, their favorite hooker, their favorite stripper, their favorite. Is there a place where you can get into like an overnight poker game? Let's do it all. Everything. What about your favorite blend of meth? Is there such a thing?
Their favorite embezzlement, their favorite, whatever you want. Let's just. Yeah.
These are Eden Prairie problems.
This ain't the same world it used to be, is it?
No.
They don't make it like they used to.
Ruck, I don't know a Little Berry.
No, this is Berry.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks.
Yeah. We were unsure about that.
Well, I got
Glad you
news for you,
mansplained.
Kenny. I've got two people right near me here who probably would have been confused by that. This is a little berry gummy.
You know
I
what?
don't know any berry.
Imagine a gummy that looked like that.
That's
I was about to give you grief for
Yes.
mansplaining, Joe, but you're right.
You better cut that thing in half.
Just eat the tip of it. You're not going to
Just the tip. Buddy, just the tip.
Okay, looks like this show's over.
oh yikes.
Berry.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Little berry.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
Merry Christmas.
Little berry. Yeah.
We have only because, right here it says
You
this,
got it?
only because they come to us all the way. Just think of that.
It's a far away.
All the way from Marloth Park in South Africa, Mpumalanga province. That's where the traveling Lymans are, because they're no dummies. You know what they did? They sold all their junk, cashed out all their stuff, and said, the hell with this country.
I'm going.
The hell with Minnesota. We're going to go study animals.
That's right.
And that's what they do. And it was on this day.
Joe, today is already August 11th.
Well, it was on this day in 1900. All 13 of the cars in the Minneapolis race from Hennepin County Courthouse to Wayzata to demonstrate to county commissioners. All 13 of the cars in Minneapolis raced from the Hennepin County Courthouse to Wayzata to demonstrate the county commissioners' need for better roads.
How many made it?
Harry Wilcox arrived in Wayzata first.
That's fun.
Are you having a stroke?
That's a neat piece of
No,
trivia.
Is that really his name?
Harry Wilcox
His quote
arrived.
was, I drove fast.
Now, can I tell you something that'll
Go.
shock you?
Yeah.
Harry
waiting.
Wilcox arrived in Wayzata first, making the 12-mile run in how long?
I'm going to guess 6 hours.
12. I'm going to say 3 hours.
9 hours.
Probably shorter than today, 42 minutes.
Oh,
What?
not bad at all.
In 1900,
What was the car?
of course,
Doesn't say.
this day in history isn't what it used
It
to
was
be.
just one of the 13.
Unlike today, back then they didn't have road construction to deal with.
They didn't have anything to deal with.
That's why they needed roads.
Easy pass lane wasn't closed.
Oh,
then.
I would love to know. So, boy, Channel 2, who's our gal at Channel 2?
Exactly, Joe. Yeah.
Who's our gal at
Kathy
Channel?
Wurzer.
Kathy put together a documentary on what that must have been like in 1900. What was their route? What did it look like? That had to be wonderful.
Was Joe in the passenger seat saying, "Don't turn here,
Yeah,
keep
turn
going"?
Your blinkers on.
Isn't that amazing? There were 13 cars in Minneapolis in 1900.
Did Wayzata Boulevard turn into Highway 100?
No,
No, not 100. I'm sorry.
12?
394,
12,
yeah,
yeah.
and then 394. That's what I meant.
I don't know, but
Well, I'm
when
gonna
you
find
took
out
off
now.
from the courthouse in Hennepin County for Wayzata, there must have been a trail.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't have known where to go.
On this day,
Well, you would have had good roads in the city proper and maybe the first ring, but then it would have been just dirt.
on this day,
August 11th.
thank you,
Yep.
in 1906, the statue, Mississippi Father of Waters, was unveiled in Minneapolis City Hall. In fact, Kathy Wurzer, if you get your team to put that together, I'll contribute $1 to public television.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's getting right on it right now.
The statue on this day in 1906, the statue of Mississippi Father of Waters is unveiled in Minneapolis City Hall, an allegorical representation of the Mississippi River. The statue was carved from a single block of marble by Larkin Goldsmith Mead and weighed almost 14,000 pounds.
Come on.
Now, is that still in City Hall? Staff?
I haven't
Anyone?
been inside there
Anyone?
forever.
I'm
Anyone?
looking up Wayzata Boulevard. Don't bother me.
On this day,
On August 11th.
boy, this was a big day in our house. 1992. What happened? Big day for
Twins? No.
big day for women folk.
They earn the right to vote, to smoke in public.
The Mall of America opened.
Oh.
You put her in D and you drove to Dayton.
Yep.
The Mall of America opened to a gala ceremony, an unexpected parking crunch, and an estimated 150,000 shoppers who, as the Star Tribune commented, took a vacation from recession and bought. Standing on what was the site of Metropolitan Stadium, the Mega Mall is the largest in the United States. I still have the framed media parking pass hanging in the garage.
Really?
I never used it, but we had people that used it.
It's absolute hell on earth now.
On this day in Minnesota sports history.
Aug 11.
Well, on this day in 2019, the Vikings traded fifth-round pick for kicker Kari Vedvik, who I've never heard of.
Well, that's because he didn't make the team.
They traded a fifth-round pick for kicker Kari, Kaare, Vedvik.
Right.
He must have been a commie or something. Or
He is
Swede
now
or-
a cheerleader for the Vikings.
Yeah.
So that's it, folks. Thank you.
We forgot one thing, though, ladies and gentlemen.
Jailer of the week.
Well, didn't we do it last week?
Last week.
The jailer of last week, because
2024.
we were going to do it on Thursday, but then
I
we
met
forgot.
Mr. and Mrs. Maple.
Yes, you did on the
Ben
boat.
and Mrs. Maple syrup.
This week, last week, we'd like to announce that Ted Wendell was our jailer of the week.
He's an old neighbor.
But you know what? You'd still get the great gift basket from
my
Masters
gosh.
Maple. So either way, you're still going to get the goods, and you're going to be recognized here on GL. But Ted Wendell of Maple Grove, you are last week's GLer of the week.
Hey.
Congratulations. Find
Now,
out
do we
more.
prorate it? Does he only get an hour of ruling the nation, or how does that work?
I don't even think that happened.
Okay.
But anyway, if you'd like to find out more information and sign up to an annual town council membership, that's how you become the GL of the week. Just
We were
like
so
Ted was.
excited about giving you this award
That we
went into
forgot.
next week. Yes.
That's right. Also, you should subscribe to the Garage Logic YouTube channel. That's right. Garage Logic has a YouTube channel, and you can watch the show each and every single day. You can also see full segments, video shorts. There's behind-the-scenes footage, but it's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube and search Garage Logic on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And sign up for the Daily Logician right now. It's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com.